Now it's a John security approach. So the John security is doing pretty good.
Yeah, and let me applaud the John Security for making available police officers to every presidential candidate. They stated that, I know it is happening now. The matter of fact, that's a good way of providing a level playing field for all politicians. But bring us to speed from the perspective of the Liberian National Police, where we are in terms of preparation, in terms of deployment of police officers in the counties, because we have less time. And what is the assessment in those counties, in all of the counties?
Yeah, again, Jala, I want to say thank you for having me. And again, to your listening audience, say thank you.
Just leave it. Okay, yeah,
Okay, so it's better now, right?
yeah.
Okay. So the issue that has to do with preparation, the John Security have started preparation. I know the Liberian National Police, with the model unit when it
Mm-hmm.
comes to John Security operation. So we are actually in charge. So we started what we call in-service training for all the John Security personnel. So we have did what we call training of the trainers, because we cannot actually call all of the John Security personnel down at the police academy. So we selected members from each of the institutions. I will talk about the DEA,
Mm-hmm.
the fire service, the LIS, Lab National Police. So with the exception of the AFL, because the AFL have a specific mandate.
Okay.
They are activated when there's a state of emergency by the president to the defense minister and to the chief of staff. So they are actually on a standby. They are there when we cannot handle any situation where we get overwhelmed. Then they are activated to actually buttress our
They
effort.
understand by.
Yeah, yeah. The AFL will not be involved in any civil law enforcement activities. They in the more of a supporting role now. So
Okay.
if we need logistics, they help. When it comes to civil law enforcement engagement, they are not part of it. They are on the started deployment in all of the counties.
Okay.
Yeah, so then I was talking about the preparation now. So what we did is that it's very important, because during this critical time, member of the John Security be engaging our citizen. It's important that they actually understand rule of engagement, use for lethal and non-lethal, and also human rights very important. So
Okay.
we started the training. We did the training. I think we started about I think a month ago. So we
All
have
right.
started that training. So the
Is it a specific group of police officers you're training, or you training every one of them?
so like I said, well, we have from each of
Or
the
from
yeah,
each of
yeah,
the
we did
set?
it with trainers. We train the
Okay.
trainers,
All
then we
right.
go into the counties and we train all of those officers that are part of the John Security. So it's not just specific, not just election officer, but
Mm-hmm.
the entire John Security. So fire service, DA, LIS, and the Labrador National Police. So we have done that. And recently we graduated on Saturday. We
Mm-hmm.
graduated 675 new police officers. And all of
I did the guys who are wearing the green.
no, yeah, the green. They were PPO, so they're
Okay.
on probation. So
Okay.
now they have been actually now certified as police officer. So
They're
they're
not
on mission.
wearing blue
So
uniform
now
now.
they're in blue uniform. They are actually police officers now. So they are no longer PPOs.
So
So
they were
that
trained across, because the other time someone told me there was a graduation in was that St. J or where?
so what happened is that we have another academy in Cape Mount. So
Okay.
they call Cambiaco.
Okay.
So another section of those who just graduated was actually there ongoing training, and the remaining were actually at the police academy here in Monserrado. So we combined the both classes, and now they graduated on Saturday.
Wow.
So
Kudos to you people for
six
that.
675.
Okay.
So out of the
So
675,
those people will help to beef up the security across the country.
so they are part of what we call the election security management team. So
Okay.
we are training them on election security to do it done. We have a code of conduct, what police officer can do, what they can do. I mean, they can wear party T-shirt. They can get involved in active politics. They can go on social media, talk about politics. Or during election day, they can actually carry arm that will serve as some form of intimidation. So all of that has been taught to them. So it's part of the in-service training that we've been that have been ongoing.
Now, what is the level of commitment they're giving you? Because when you talk to these individuals, you will say all the good things to them. These are the do's and don'ts. But they go in the field, they get excited by what they see and get involved in unwholesome practices. What happens if a policeman misbehaves and his complaint is brought to the professional standard? What do you do? Because sometimes people complain that when they carry a complaint to the professional standard, there's nothing much coming from there. Unlike the AFL, when you carry a complaint, they're very robust in dealing with their officers than the police. How do you give confidence to the people about this one?
So I'm glad you talk about confidence. So it is actually part of what we call our community policing strategy. So what we have been doing, we have actually been engaging the publics on police ethics, the do and don't of our officers. And the essence of that is actually close the gap between the citizens and that of the Liberia National Police.
Okay.
So community policing is very important. I will come to the professional standard aspect. So also in community policing, right, is actually confirm police legitimacy. So I'm talking about police legitimacy about people trusting. Security law enforcement about public trust and confidence. So if the public don't have trust in the security sector, actually when it comes to the rule of law is actually on them. So we started our community policing engagement. Sometime 2 weeks ago, we had a dialogue series with the
Okay.
17 district or leadership within Monserrado, and we are extending that into the county. So what we are started doing is that look, the Liberia National Police, the Johnson cannot succeed during this critical time without the help of the citizen. So in order for us to succeed, it's important that the citizens have to cooperate and collaborate with the joint security. And so far, Jala, I can tell you that you are seeing the high level of cooperation, collaboration, not only with the citizens and the joint security, also the political parties. We even assign, like you said, full
Police officers to each of them.
Okay, so the joint security aspect, before you actually, right, speak on the ethics of an officer or their performance, it's important they get the necessary training. The reason why I made reference to in-service training.
Okay.
So we are doing the in-service training. So based on that in-service training has to do with the ethical part of the job. If you do anything that actually go against that, we are on obligation to investigate and make sure you face the full weight of the law. And we have been doing that. I know there will be some issue where people complain, or we may complain to professional standard, we are not getting our redress or what have you. Look, the issue is that if it is a criminal investigation take time, okay? If there's something that you have to do with just, some kind of a friction between one of our officer and the citizen and bring it to the attention, we equally so on obligation to investigate. But you got to take into consideration we're talking about almost 4,000 plus officers that we got, right? I just say, okay. So with 4,000, let's just say we get like 300 or 400 other cases, right? It has to take time. You actually have to do due diligence in making sure that those officers are properly investigated. They report sent to the RG for action. So we are not here to shield any of our officers. We're here to make sure that the right thing is done, and the right thing is that we have to respect the rule of law, and we are doing that. So for election, we want to see this that our people, we are not here to actually take side. The Liberia National Police and member of the joint security, we are actually referee, we're not player.
Okay.
That's the reason why, something, Jala. Look, there's high level of confidence now in the police, the joint security. I'm saying this because we had a discussion with the political party. We agreed that we are going to assign police officers, right? And we have done that. Not a single office or political party has taken our officer. They accepted them. They have been working with them. There have been high level of cooperation and collaboration between the political party and the joint security and the citizen. So I think we are making big progress. And we are going into 3 weeks into campaign activities, right? You are seeing minimum of violent campaign violence. The reason why? Because the coordination and collaboration between the citizen, the political parties, and that of the joint security. I think sometime this weekend, you saw the SG for the different parties. They met, I think, at the Boulevard parties, speaking about the Farmington Declaration. It's important, because you know what?
To uphold the Farmington Declaration, that is really incite violence and all of those.
Exactly, because you know what? Look, Chala, you can have all of the police officers. You can have all of the logistics that you need. If Liberian people don't want peace, there won't be no peace. So it's important that the citizen, the political party, and that the joint security work together in close coordination in making sure we have a very peaceful election. NEC on an obligation in making sure the election is free, fair, and transparent. The joint security on an obligation in making sure the election process is protected.
Now, some of the concerns coming from the political parties have been, they are concerned about how the police is funded during these election processes. Limited resources, something they are concerned about that. They are concerned about the deployment in hard to reach areas. What can you say about those two issues? Deployment and then support from the central government to the police or the joint security as it executes this powerful mandate given by the Liberian people that we are going to go election to elect the president or elect representatives and senators, but we need to have a representation of the police in every nooks and crannies of this country.
So like I said, it is a joint security approach. So we have our police officers and all the members of the joint security in all of the county, the 15 counties. Okay. The foreign police unit, the PSU, we have our metrics, okay, our deployment metrics, which are our operation plan. we're going to have a team. We're going to have teams in all of the counties providing rapid response just in case there's any out of violence. But again, look, there will be challenge. You have challenges here. I'm gonna lie. Okay, there's challenges, but you know something? We are working very closely with national government in making sure those challenges are actually addressed. And again, we want to show Liberian people that the John Secret do the best in protecting the state. And like I said, we can have all the support from the government. We can have all of those officers. If Liberian people choose not to go with the peaceful route, there won't be no peace. So all we can say is to preach the message of peace during the election time. It's all about no to violence, yes to peace.
Now, what about the regional hubs you had that were responding to issues of violence? Maybe you had one in Banga, for
In
example,
Bon County, yeah.
in Bon County. Another one was in that in the southeast, where,
In Green
in Granjide. So they were responding to crisis when they came. But how active are these regional hubs?
Yeah, they are very active, and we are actually going to amend screen at the David Regional Hub, like I said. So we just added 210 more PSU officers to the police support unit. So in addition to what we currently have,
Mhm.
we are actually going to deploy them at the different regional center. Not only just the regional hub, as I said, all of the counties, the 15 counties, going to have support from the foreign police unit in making sure that when there's any lethal or non-lethal engagement, we have the team to respond in container situation.
Colonel Marvin, as Marvin Sakor is my guest, I'm having here this afternoon. I want you to ask the critical questions because you are the ones who will be in the field voting. But I will open the line soon. But I want to ask some question again. But I want this to be an interactive discussion between us and amongst us, between him and myself and with you as well. So the issue of patrol is something very crucial. What is the police doing effectively when we go, as we go to election? Have you increased the patrol across Monrovia? Because before then, I used to see in the night, I'm lying, I hear police officers put sound all around the place, and then they're doing, providing security for the people in instilling confidence in them. But that has stopped for some time. I don't know how effective is that, but I don't know. What do you say on that?
Jala is very effective. As I said, we just graduated about 675 more officers. They have been added to the zones and depot. And it's not just Mosurado or Morovia. It is the 15 counties. We're talking about the 15 counties. Now we have a robust joint security patrol. From the police angle, we have actually been doing extremely well. Look, in security, there's something they call harm crime. If you actually do your own assessment, there has been a significant decrease in armed robbery in the country.
Okay.
To be sincere, yeah. So if you look at the crime,
Yeah, I didn't hear much about armed robbery this
there's a
time.
significant decrease because the approach we have taken, we have done robust or foot and vehicle patrol. And also, those armed robbers have been here accountable for their action. So you are seeing it are reduced. So on they get different type of crime. If you look at the crime index, they get a harm crime. Harm crime is a major crime to the victim. So you're talking about like armed robbery, you're talking about rape, you're talking about those crimes that have high sentences on the sentencing guideline.
Hmm.
We have reduced that, especially the one that has to do with armed robbery. They haven't reduced. You talk about low petty crime here and there. The reason why you're seeing like an increase in that is because the issue about our young people appetite, to support their appetite for drugs.
drugs,
So you're seeing
yeah.
an increase in that. When you talk about harm crime to the victim, there have been a significant decrease in that. We have carried on robust or community policing or strategy that is actually working. Insecurity, they get something they call evidence-based policing approach. So the evidence-based policing approach is that you look at where you have your hotspot, okay? And you look at the resources that you got, you move your resources toward the hotspot, you control that situation, and you actually come back and re-strategize. So that will come back to the election. So when for the election, we have so many counties that have been identified as hotspot. Before we talk about Lofa County. Lofa County is a hotspot. Reason why? Because we have the former VP, who is actually the standard bearer on the UP ticket,
Hmm.
is actually contesting. So he's from Lofa County. So definitely Lofa County will be a hotspot. We have the vice presidential candidate to Unity Party,
Mm.
Senator Kuhn, who is actually from Nema County. We got a senator from.
Why is it that way?
The reason why it's a hotspot because we look at the actors, the political actor in this county. So based on where they was born or originated from, there's a possibility that their followers and that of the other followers that might be some kind of attention. So let's say we go to Grand Bassa, right?
Mm-hmm.
You have the political leader from Liberty Party, Senator Nyamdi Kanga. You got the former superintendent,
Janji
Daniel
Biakwe.
Abre. Yeah, then you got the former Senate Pro Tem, also Foreign Minister
Best of God feeling.
Feeling. He from Grand Bassa. So
And you
definitely.
also have another daughter who is just in the studio just not too long.
Exactly,
She
exactly.
just left Charlie Bromskin.
Definitely. So definitely that kind of going to be a hotspot because they have followers. So the approach is that we are actually doing the community policing approach, and we also have officers who are actually on standby from the FPU, just in case of any tension or any major friction, they can actually continue the situation. But so far, we are going 3 weeks into our campaign activity. There have been very low, or violent. And the reason why is that the Liberian people are ready for peace. They are not actually going to support any violent activities. And you know what? They understand that in the absence of unmail,
Mhm.
the security of the state is all about the joint security. And all they can do is to actually work with us and making sure we have a peaceful election. And so far, I want to say thank you to our citizens. They are doing extremely well.
Is there any time point you miss the presence of Omil here because they were actually helping to make your work easier at some point where police had to reach areas they were there in Kipamos, they were in the bombing, they were in Bapolu and elsewhere. So do you miss them because they were here some years back right after Madam Sally left power? They have the pool of here, but now security is not in your hands as John Security.
I would say, to be honest
You
with
think
you,
they were being a significant and a robust
look,
police officer with international partners
the,
if they were here?
the issue is that we respect the contribution towards our security sector that when they was here. But again, I can't say we would miss them. The reason why we not miss them because we have guardian men and women from the joint security who actually have been trained to understand security that can actually police the state. So only thing is that we have to be fully supported. And again, as I said, in the absence of mail, we have been doing extremely well. There have been by-election. There have been a special senatorial election in 2020, and we were actually in charge. We execute that to the best of our ability with less of violence. So again, all we need is that just the support. We don't look. The issue is that we need to, Jallah, we need to get away with depending on foreign partners. You don't expect someone to come to protect your home when you actually have been trained and paid to protect your home. Look, we have the constitutional power to do that. There's no reason why you should depend on mail or what have you. We had some engagement the other day. Some people are saying that can we get ECOWAS to send troops to kind of be on the standby just in case of any issue? And we told them, we said, look, listen up here. We have trained men and women of the joint security who actually have the ability to actually police the state, and we are going to do that to the best of our ability. We don't need no on mail or ECOWAS here anymore. We have the ability again. Like I said, you can bring on mail, you can bring ECOWAS here. If Liberian people don't want peace, there won't be no peace. So again, so far there have been high level of cooperation and collaboration between the citizens, the parties, and that of the joint security.
Colonel Marvin Sako is my guest. Let me read few of the comments. The Chief, can you please remove the face cap, please? The face, see your face. Munya Sherry said, good afternoon. I'm following you from district number 9, Sinka this afternoon. I'm a supporter person. We are re-election campaign bid. Atta Jones, good afternoon, Mr. Jallah Grayfield. I'm closely following from Grand Judah Zai Town. Justice B. Bicker. Greetings, Uncle Jallah. I'm Justice D. Jawea Peking Bicker. Following live from Maryland County, Plibo City, Zone 4 Junction at 2 FM Entertainment Center in Maryland. And let me inform you that this program is relayed on Radio Diampilo and Radio Makona that's in Lofa County in Foya District. The Voice of Truth is also relaying this one. Radio Sanwan is relaying us in Sanakoli, Nima County. Radio Lawayi is in Nima County. It's operated by Representative Glikia. Is also relaying the program. 7 other radio stations across Liberia, owned and operated by ERBC Radio, are also relaying this program. So I said to you, I'll make it interactive, but I will go on the line and talk to Sam Collins. He also is a member of the Joint Security. The AFL is part of that, the Joint Security. So we want to know from the perspective of the AFL, how prepared are they and what are they involved with? Marvin is saying some good things, and if the cooperation between them is strong, I know that we'll have less violence in this country. So I'm trying to get to you, Sam Collins. If you can call me, that'll be better. I'm trying to get to you, but call me out of the numbers I sent to you because it's important. We are here on the Bumper Show on ERBC Radio. Let me take Sam calling now. I promised to call him. He's calling me now. Sam, welcome. You are on the Bumper Show. Sam, welcome. How are you?
Thank you, Jallah, and thank you to. Yeah, can you get me? Thank you so much.
I'm getting you, Sam. Sam Collins is the Assistant Minister of Defense And now he's going to tell us about preparation on that. So Sam, welcome. Bring us to speed on what you have planned.
Whether there have been a lot of section as it relates to the joint security and the armed forces of Liberia or the Ministry of National Defense. They released a guideline as it relates to the performance of the armed forces of Liberia, or how soldiers of the armed forces of Liberia are to govern themselves in these elections. And Director Sako made it very clear that he have the backing of the armed forces of Liberia. We have had so many practice section, that is watch over 5 and watch over 6, as to how as to what is expected of the armed forces of Liberia. And also all we do expect is to give all of the necessary support to the Liberian National Police. The police is the lead, and I repeat, the police is the lead security institution in these elections. And so the AFL or the Ministry of National Defense will give whatsoever support that the police will be requesting for. And also our men in the various barracks who are part of the armed forces of Liberia know exactly how they are going to govern themselves in these elections. We will not be a part of the day-to-day in terms of running here for campaign and doing this, because the police they pay emphasis on performance. So if a police officer does not do what is required of him, the police, the professional standard department will investigate. And mind you, the professional department of the police report directly to the RG. So there is nobody going to be in that department and say, "Oh, I'm going to step on this report." And so let us put it aside that if they go to the police, if the professionals, then they are not going to get the kind of a result.
Okay,
Going to
but
get.
but Sam,
The system.
Sam, I didn't have you want to come in. Let's hear Nyaka with the next question.
Let me just give an example, right? We had a situation in Bapolo, right, where one of our officers there got involved in unethical behavior. And the complaint was brought to the attention of the Inspector General of Police. He called me. We sent a team there. They carried on an investigation. It was established. And that officer is currently being investigated. He was relieved of a post. He currently being investigated at the Professional Standard Department. Look,
that's a good one.
We have no reason to share our officers. What we get there to do in making sure that.
So, in other words, you are challenging Liberians who are affected by the conduct of these police officers to just report the case to the police.
The issue is that our people need to learn to trust the system. Look, in a way, like I spoke on the issue about police legitimacy. It starts to something called procedural justice, where even we as officers have to make sure we are doing the right thing. Those victims, their voices have to be heard. We have to be impartial. We have to be fair and transparent in the execution of our duty. If we do that, trust me, you'll continue to have the trust, the confidence of the people, and we're doing extremely well with that. So I want to say to our people. And look, sometimes Jallah, 2, 3 in the morning, people will call me. 1 or 2, there's a situation with an officer, and I will send people to respond. We will have to have the officer there arrested and tell what the professional standard. We have no reason to just share our officer. We are there to make sure that we have a disciplined force, and we are doing that. there will always be good and bad apples. So those bad apples, we are going to weed them out. Well, I
Now,
think the institution is doing extremely well.
Marvin talk about the do's and don'ts of the police. Is set group of laws that you have put in place. What is it like for the army? He talked about police officers will not be allowed to wear party materials, even going to election with arm and whatsoever. What is the measure you put in place as an AFL institution to ensure that your officers are not involved in violating the rights of other people, maybe going to the place with guns or wearing uniform or wearing party t-shirts? What do you do to the end of these individuals who are found violating these set of rules you put in place?
Let me tell you this, and we have an officer that was discharged from the armed forces of Liberia during the June or the July 7 or June 7. You remember that protest?
Or the one that we put a page on Facebook?
June 7 protest.
Great,
June 7.
great. You remember that protest, right? The June 7 protest?
Yeah.
Yeah, and that soldier crossed the red line and said that you were going to deal with any protester and that you were investigated, you were discharged from the armed forces of Liberia.
So he's no longer in the army?
That is kind of a zero tolerance approach that we have in the armed forces of Liberia and most of the administration.
Oh, Sam, what's going on?
Not to get involved in politics. I'm talking about myself. I am a police, but the laws and the Ministry of National Defense cannot make me to wear party paraphernalia or to get actively involved into politics. So just think about those who are wearing uniform. And also, we have a strict mandate from the Minister of National Defense. We want to keep the Ministry of Defense clear. And when I speak about the Ministry of Defense, I'm talking about every department under the Ministry of National Defense to include the armed forces of Liberia. And also, we are not involved with the day-to-day politicking as it relates to what is happening right now in Liberia.
Okay.
And also, we have a strict mandate. Our officers are not going to get involved into politics. If you get involved into politics, the rules are on the books. It will be handled in terms of what the rules say about an officer getting involved into politics. All of our military barracks across the country are clear of politics. Nobody wear party paraphernalia into any of our barracks, to include the BDC on Main Street or the EBK along the Rafi Highway or even
the one in Bangabong County. Oh, I think Sam going off. I think it's a network issue, but I will come to you. Sam, just keep listening. When the callers call, you can comment to that. And so, in the worst case scenario, where one of our officers is involved, maybe going to the polling place with a gun on his side, maybe he has a t-shirt with a gun on his side, they post the gun, they take a picture, they bring it to you. Is that a violation, even though he's holding a gun?
But the issue is that it's very clear in the code of conduct. No officer should be allowed to carry a weapon at any polling center.
Okay.
So there's no reason why you can be in uniform because we are civil law enforcement institution. You can have your uniform on,
and they will allow you to vote.
Yeah, you'll be allowed to vote because you know what, those polling centers are actually manned by the
police officers,
security.
Yeah.
So you got to be in uniform. So that is clear. You have to do that, but you cannot carry arm open it. For other people, it's a sign of intimidation. So
you can also carry party materials.
Not at all. Like I said, it's part of the code of conduct, or like that. Not just the Liberia National Police, the LISD and fire service as well. And so far, also officers have been doing extremely well with that. But again, there's always one. So if you see that one person, bring our attention, we'll take action.
Marvin Sakor is Deputy Police Director for Operations. He is our guest on the Bumper Show. I want to make it open now with the time, 10 minutes to 6 o'clock. Let's have some interaction with the callers outside there, and so they can have an appreciation of what we're talking about. They ask a question to the police, big man here, 0700-560-560, 086-680-373. These are the numbers to call me. Sam Collins, keep listening. If there's a question you can answer, you should answer the question. Hello, welcome.
Yeah, good evening.
Good evening, welcome. You have 50 seconds.
Yeah, Mohammed calling for Gambas of the channel.
Okay, welcome.
Yeah, I want to ask one or two questions because we're talking about the police officer will not be partisan police officer, will not wear a t-shirt. But we understand a preaching about a peaceful election. And we understand that the things are happening for the past 2-3 years on police party. Every recent that happened to Bamwe up to now, there is no investigation, nothing brought a proof. So how you gonna go this and say you try to for peaceful election?
I didn't get that question, though.
I said you discussing about the happenings of the past years, violence, election, the police investigate. Up to today, we have not heard anything about the investigation.
Okay.
The recent one just happened at Bamuya. So how you compare this to compare?
Okay, I think I understand what you're talking about. Before he came to the police, in the last election, there was an altercation between the CDC and the Unity Party in Yekepa. I think he made a reference to that.
Right.
But that we'll take your calls. He will answer the questions. Hello, welcome. Hello.
Good evening, Big Brother Jallah Grayfield.
Good evening. This is Sana Emmanuel Tupac Jr.
Thank you, Big Brother Jallah Grayfield. I'm Emmanuel M. Tupac Jr. and I join you from my resident into community. Well, Brother Jallah, Mr. Good evening to the police 102 and honor his regime along with the Inspector General. I think the Liberia National Police have been doing extremely well. I remember the 5th of June 7 protest where they were sitting protesters and recent one, he been giving out. So I must give it up then. But my question goes to the spokesperson, Sam calling from the Ministry of National Defense, and I'm sure he's following. You know, Mr. Sam Colley, we find AFL personnel being assigned to club at night. I don't know whether it is part of the code of conduct that AFL personnel well.
AFL officers are assigned in clubs in the night?
Yeah, at clubs at night. Even when they are.
Do you have an evidence because a police officer or an AFL officer must carry a badge to identify him, because some of them the people go and buy police uniform and buy the army uniform in your way?
No, they are not.
How did you identify such a person as a army officer?
It is not one person. These guys, they are fully attacked. You know,
But Emmanuel, I'm not saying it is even 5 persons. I'm saying, how do you identify that officer or those officers as army people carrying legitimate uniform? How did you know that?
They have the badge on them, and you see them. For instance, you know, when it does a show, you know, you go and call. So many people do it, and I see.
So what is your question? So what is your question now? So what is your question, Emmanuel?
My question is, because I think it becomes very rude on the common people. So I'm trying to ask the spokesperson whether it is convenient for every personnel to leave the barracks, leave the assignment, go be assigned.
Okay, thank you. I think your points are noted. Let me try this line again. Hello, welcome. There's something wrong with this landline. I don't know what's going on with it. Let me take this one for you. Hello, welcome. You live on the Bumper Show.
Yeah, how are you there, sir?
I'm okay. What's your name? Call your name and go ahead.
Yeah, I'm calling for Police Academy Junction.
Okay, Gino, go ahead.
Yeah, I want to make my point to the deputy director in studio there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you see, even the police they discussing in studio there, the police had their own way. They even had different, even the uniform that the Liberian government gave them, they even have a different uniform for a bar operation. Even arrest a citizen, they have the first thing they do, they got money to advance the arm on the citizen.
Why you saw that one happen again?
I'm telling you.
So you go arrest somebody, carry arm, they want to advance the army, or?
Even somebody arresting you, maybe you try to put on some system, some attitude. They will try to advance time on you. They will even quickly take the arm for you. You know that? Several times.
Okay, thank you. I've not heard about that for a long time. Yeah, he'll talk about that. Let's take some calls at 0770-560-560, 086-680-373. These are the numbers to call if you wish to participate in the Bumper Show. Hello, welcome. You live. Let's hear you.
Hello?
Hello, welcome. Let me hear you.
Yeah. I'm Conjun Newman and I call from Lover Street.
Lover Street, welcome. Just next to the LBS.
Yeah. And I live in Riverside County, and election is coming nearer. I want to ask the Honorable 102. Riverside, as I speak, police over there, they are not mobile, nothing at all, and the election is coming. What are the mechanisms are they putting into place so that elections will be handled properly in Riverside County?
Okay, thank you very kindly. Just call him, ask a question. Marvin Sako is still here, Deputy Police Chief for Operations. He's my guest. Call me, I will take your calls, make your concern known, and he will answer those concerns. Hello, welcome. Another caller is on this line. On this line. Hello.
Hello?
Hello. Welcome. What's your name? Where do you call from, sir?
My name is Prince W. Carter calling from San Nicolas City, Nima County.
Okay, Prince Carter calling from Sonic City, Nima County.
Yeah.
All right, let's hear you, my brother.
My question goes to the 102.
Mm.
Okay, what are some of the mechanisms put in place for free and fair election in Nima County?
In terms of what now? Mechanism in terms of what? Can you say?
Mechanism in place of security for the election.
Oh, I think that question he spoke on that question because I asked the same question about Liberia. It's not just Nima County, but about Liberia. He answered.
Because
He will come to restate it. He will come to restate it.
When the moment the common man got to say, they say, well, let the scratch you hold your own head.
Okay, thank you. I hope you hold your own head too. Yeah, the man answered the question. Hello, welcome. You on the bumper show? You want to participate?
Yeah, good evening, Jallah. This is George Badu.
George Badu, former police spokesman.
Absolutely.
Welcome, my brother. How are you, my man? Happy week. Happy start of the week.
Yeah, I'm doing wonderful.
Okay. Let's say you, George.
Yeah, my concern is, first let me congratulate the police deputy for operations. The police has been doing a very good job. But my concern has to do with whether the political parties and police met to find a schedule that wherever a particular political party is having a campaign rally, whether the police is informed so that two political parties will not clash on the same day at the same venue.
Okay.
Because this is important so that people who are not part of political rallies will not fall into harm's way. In previous times, police administration did have call political parties to meeting, and they set a schedule. They all are scheduled to the police and the National Elections Commission so that will avoid violence.
Thank you. That's a very important question. I also asked that question at the end of the time, but you just asked it, so it's good. Let me take one more call for the next 5 minutes, and Marvin can close up. Let me take this one for 10 seconds. Hello, welcome. You are on the bumper show. Let's hear you. Hello, welcome. Please talk louder.
Hello.
Yes, you live. Go ahead.
So I just want to respond to, I was obliged or supposed to respond to the question or the statement that God made about army people being assigned to the nightclubs and then so well it is that right and the rest. So many people it's like people are not understanding the responsibility of the security apparatus. The first thing you use the word expand. If you use the word expand, it means that it's something that is bigger. Done by the military.
Okay.
But if an army goes to the nightclub, maybe he passes around to take a job.
Okay, thank you. Let me go to Marvin. Thanks a lot. We don't have much time. Let's go to the policeman to answer the question so we can close up.
Yeah, so again, I want to say thank you to all of our callers. All of those questions that were actually asked, they are actually legitimate. And one good thing is that we have learned to actually accept constructed criticism, and we use that to actually re-strategize. So again, I want to say thank you to all of the callers. So my colleague Sam calling from the AFL spoke about the ethical aspect of the work, and as I said earlier, that the AFL will be mostly on standby. They have their quick response unit in all of the strategic part of the country, just in case we get overwhelmed. They will be activated to actually come and support uh, the Lebanon National Police. Mohammed from Grand Bazaar spoke about investigation. Currently, the situation the other day of a woman is currently being investigated. And also, we have also engaged the political parties, and we caution them that it's important that they speak to the conscience of their supporters. We want a violent-free election, and there's ongoing community engagement with all the parties and also our citizens as well. Then, in my from the community, I want to say thank you for applauding the government and women of the joint security. And as I said, we are on an obligation to uphold the rule of law, even when there's logistic or what have you. That's part. In order for you to actually be robust and effective, it's important that you have the needed logistic. But notwithstanding, it is our duty in making sure that we protect the defense, and we're going to do our best in making sure that happen. Then he spoke about something about
The AFL being assigned the nightclubs.
the issue. Let me just say something here. I'm not going to actually speak on on behalf of the AFL, but I have a military background because I served in the U.S. military.
Okay.
like I said, the AFL will be on static deployment. There's no way different minister or the chief of staff will assign or AFL personnel at any nightclub. It's not possible. If that is happening, I will advise that they do a formal complaint to the Armed Forces Library. I think they will actually investigate that matter.
Okay.
If you tell me that there are officers or from the AFL that are being assigned at strategic or location as part of our joint security plan, for example, LEC. If you go to LEC, you see AFL personnel. Then you go to the airport, you see AFL personnel. The reason being is that in such a critical time, it's important that those major infrastructure are actually protected. So you see, we have AFL officers there. But to see them at their club, maybe they want to go do their own thing, and you see them in uniform. You know now the morale.
Yeah.
Officers morale in uniform. You know, the
Officer
morale.
morale.
Yeah, you know, in uniform. You know it. So maybe that's the case here. But I don't think the AFL sign anyone at their club. It's not possible.
George Badu asks about what measure are you putting in place to ensure that two political parties do not campaign in the same
I was
area?
coming to speak on that, but say you asked, let me just say something. About, I think 2 weeks ago, we actually met all of the political parties at the ministerial complex, and there were commitment on the part of the political parties to actually give a names of their coordinator, and also we make commitment, the Johnson will make a commitment to assign 4 police officers with all of the different parties, right? And we have done that. And it is not just those officers that are only being assigned just for internal security, but they are there to actually coordinate with the party and that of the joint security. So just in case, for example, yesterday, the former vice president went to on the how do you call it, Jagatan fee. So the coordinator who got the ACP Jerry Jones from the Liberia National Police, he's the one assigned with them. He actually gave her the information at headquarters. We deploy from position unit to protect the entire event site. The same thing, the person who going to all the district, the coordinator will have with CDC actually inform of the give the campaign schedule, and we assign officers to actually.
So what happened the other day in Vermont will not happen again?
No, that's not going to be repeated. You know, it's a lesson learned. You know, in such a critical time, you come up with strategy, and in the situation, you raise strategy, and just like I said, that's not going to happen. So far since that incident, they have been calm because we are continuing to engage political parties. We call, the parties, we ask them how everything going. We reach out to the supporters. Just today, I have some engagement with some local residents from other districts speaking about the issue of peace. So we all have to go back into our community and serve as ambassador of peace. This time around, we want a violent-free election. And the only way we can actually achieve that is to actually coordinate and collaborate with the citizens, because everything that happen within the community. So if we don't speak to the conscience of the supporters within the community, politicians can use them for violent activities. But so far, as I said, the political parties, citizens, and that the Johnson Security have been coordinating, and so far we've been having a peaceful campaign or activities. And again, like I said, there will always be one person, and we want to send there's a caveat. If you think you're going to do anything to undermine the process, the Johnson Security will not sit back, will take the appropriate action in making sure you're here accountable for your action. But if you don't want that, please abide by the law. The same thing with the police. We will abide by the law. But again, like I said, we have our mandate to uphold the rule of law and to protect the Constitution, and we'll do that on October 10th. Thank you.
Colonel Marvin Sakor is a Deputy Police Inspector General for Operations. He has been my guest on the Bumper Show. Earlier, you listened to the man called Sam Collins, a spokesman of the Ministry of National Defense, Assistant Minister, former policeman too. That's how go on the Monday edition of the Bumper Show. My name is Jallah Grayfield. Call me the nation's Heavenly J. Remember Jallah Grayfield, chapter 1, verse 1. Let's talk and talk and talk, and never shall we fight. Fighting shall never be our portion.